Right. Good morning. Happy Monday to you, English 5. Putting this video together, even though there's not like a formal lesson other than working on your tone and mood analysis summative assessment over the course of today and tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. But just want to give you a couple different things here that after talking with Mr. Bird, we wanted to give you a little bit additional help. So I'm going to go over that. And I'm also going to show you where to submit your tone and mood analysis. So a couple different things. First, again, this was pushed out last week on Thursday, the RL4 tone mood analysis summative assessment chart. And then that's where you can get a copy of that chart that you need to fill out. Once you're done with that, you need to turn that in by turnin.com. Again, let's take a look at this overview document so that we can remind ourselves of the different due dates of the timeline here. Just going to scroll down. Here we are. So again, last week, over course Thursday and Friday, we mostly just started working for those that picked and are trying to make sure that we settled on a focused text to pick from. A lot of us picked a text, started working on the chart. Now this is the Monday, Tuesday. We need to work on completing this chart so that we can hit this initial due date by tomorrow night on turnin.com, so that by Thursday and Friday you can meet with us so we can go over the feedback for this assignment. All right, so let's say you have your chart ready to go to Turnin. Here's turnin.com. I'll switch over to the student view here. So all you need to do, again, is go into your class page, click on the title of the class, and then you'll see all the different assignments listed in there. Again, there's a bunch for the objective summary. I'm going to just have 2 in here for the tone and mood analysis. I'm going to switch how I'm doing it. The first one, obviously, the initial deadline. So initial deadline, RL4, tone mood analysis, summative assessment. That's where you need to turn this completed chart in. All right, I'm going to go back. Now, this is what we felt like we needed to go over. I put some material got pushed out this morning to you. It just says sentence frame help for the tone and mood analysis. I also put in some student models from the mood analysis from last week. I forgot to go over that Thursday and Friday, so I just decided to put that in. So 2 things are in here. First is this sentence frame document. You can view this. All I did was take the chart that you are supposed to complete for tone and mood analysis summary, and I just put some basic sentence frames. So these are for students who are struggling of what goes in each box. I have no idea how to frame this. This is very general framing. If you have nowhere to start, you can use this to help you. Oops, it's too big. So obviously I didn't put in anything because I'm assuming you know how to put the title and author and whether or not it's a song, a poem, or a short story. For the meaning, all I did was set up a frame. So what are you looking at? Is it a short story, poem, or song? The poem or the song, title, put the title in there. By, who's the author, artist, is about, what's it about? All right. Then for each one of these explanations, because I don't really know how to model, you're just inserting direct quotes from your short story, song, or poem. For the explanation, the tone, mood established, whatever you're focusing on. In this example is, what is it? Put in a tone, mood word. The language in that quote creates that tone or mood because you gotta explain it. How does that exact language, those words, those phrases, those images the words create, feelings they create, etc., etc. How do those establish the tone and mood? And then you kind of can keep that model going. Then last, for the tone and mood affects meaning, the tone mood word that you establish above in this area impacts the overall meaning of the song. Remind the reader of your meaning above. So I'm assuming you have something in there. You're reminding them of that. It does so by, how does it do that? Okay, explain 2 or 3 sentences. So if that helps you, I have that up on there. You can use that as a guide to help you fill in your chart. All right, then the other document in here is Some student models, again, this is from a mood explanation or mood analysis practice. I remember going over the Indian Boy Love Song for tone, but I never went over some student models for mood. So I went back and looked and tried to find some student models of students that did a pretty good job with this, just to show you how some of the students filled in these blanks. Okay, so again, this was with Cardigan, the Taylor Swift song. Again, I'm focusing on what they're putting into the blanks here. Now, these are the three that you had to complete, these three examples here. Her phrase, this is the quote that we focused on: kissing cars, downtown bars, two straws on my scars, bleeding, etc., etc. These images were taken from the turn of the song as the speaker starts to move away from the innocent reminiscing to the tragic heartbreak. It goes from the simple connection of spending time together, was all they needed, to the speaker bleeding and marked like a bloodstain. The transition is powerful. It takes the listener on a journey with the speaker to help feel what? The pain of the heartbreak. Sure, that works. It definitely does. Helped by the change of word choice from kiss and stars to scars and bleeding. Yes, I agree. So got the word choice in there, got some of the mood in. Perfect. This one was the Peter Pan reference. Here the speaker continues describing the heartache to allow the reader to share in her heartbreak. She uses an allusion to Peter Pan, which helps the reader to see the young love aspect, which adds to the reflective mood. Yeah, I mean, maybe could be expanded. This idea of the young love could maybe be a little bit more explained, but hitting on the right parts. Then this is from the turn. Images of sharp pain and heartache continue in the latter part of the song and is accompanied in the music video by the speaker transitioning to the turbulent open waters, treading for her life. The speaker uses phrases like haunt and curse. Good. Again, the student pulled those words out of that quote. To show how the pain of heartbreak can stay with you. Love that. Because it becomes a part of who you are. Yes. Why, if they wanted to, why do we see that? Why does it become part of you? Tattoo kiss seems permanent. Chasing shadows. Shadows are pretty permanent. I haven't figured out a way to get rid of my shadow yet. I see where the student's coming from with those different examples. All right. Then at the bottom here, talking about the mood affecting the meaning. Melancholy, reminiscent, reflective mood is amplified. That means intensified, heightened by the images in the music video and the metaphor they represent. It starts in the cabin. The speaker begins to remember her first love. As she does, she gets transported to a lush, enchanted forest, remembering all the good details with her first love. Then, as she continues to reminisce, the speaker is transported to treading in open water in the middle of a storm, figuratively in danger of drowning, struggling with the pain of her first love, turning to first heartbreak. However, just as the speaker is working through the darkest pain, she moves back to the cabin where she started, realizing that this memory is just that, memory, because when it goes on this journey with the speaker experiencing her pain, it allows them to emphasize with their experience and relate it to their own. Cool. A little connection piece. We can connect with that speaker. That's what mood is really about. We feel that. Okay, so I perfectly agree with that. Fill in there. So that's just another student's approach to it. I have one more example for how to fill in these lines. So this student, for this quote here, the transition is powerful. It takes the listener on a journey with the speaker to help feel the emotional roller coaster of a breakup. Absolutely. We're getting feeling in there. Helped by the change of word choice from kiss and stars to last train of bloodstain. Perfect. So she picked a different quote, different words than the other student, but still correct. All right. The peer losing Wendy. Here the speaker continues describing the heartache to allow the reader to share in her heartbreak. She used an allusion to hint at the difference in character and maturity. Yes. This could be maybe a little bit more explained, but this is 100% correct, which helps the reader to see the stark contrast in the two. Yes, definitely there seems to be a difference in maturity between the speaker, the singer of the song, and this guy that did her wrong, okay? Which adds to the solemn mood. Sure. Makes it more serious, 100%. Then this is these images, sharp pain, they continue. She's in the water. The speaker uses phrases like, she knew you, or I Phrases like, oh, I knew you'd linger like a tattoo kiss, and I knew you'd haunt all my what ifs. To show how permanent the emotional damage will be. Permanent. I love that word. Yes, 100% permanent. Because heartache never truly goes away. Great. And could connect a little bit more to that heartache mentioned up here, but I get the idea. Let me see how it's kind of going back to this idea in the beginning. Good work by this student as well. Again, these are student examples just to kind of show you what we're looking for during these with these different sections of the chart. So again, that's there to help you. If you need to kind of use this as a guide to help you to make sure that you have the parts for your summative chart, use it. It's up to you. And then once you're all done with this, before Tuesday, again, you're turning it into turning.com. That this initial deadline here, submitting it, make sure you get that in so that we can start giving you some feedback at the end of the week. If you have any other questions, you need help with this, please ask, and we can help you. That's what Mr. Burt and I are here for. Just let us know.